Hello, you came back. Make yourself at home, have a seat, relax your shoulders, relax your jaw, and take that deep breath. This will be easy, I promise. Happy you are here, everyone. This is English Airs, the podcast that will give you effortless accuracy. I'm Paria, an English instructor, and some other things, and currently based in Tokyo. Today we are going to look at the past and get nostalgic, or maybe look back and sigh with relief that it is, in fact, past. Ready? Let's go. I want to start by telling you a little story about my childhood. I used to live in a big, busy city, and it was not very safe. So when I was a kid, I didn't really play outside. Every day, I would go straight home and do my homework. My best friend was a girl who transferred in the middle of the year to our school. Since she was behind, we used to study together. We would study and then start talking. We used to tell each other everything. Pretty ordinary, right? Well, I left out the not-so-ordinary parts for later. But first, I want to ask you a few questions. Just thinking about the answer is enough, but if you are sitting down, you can make a list. Which one of the things I told you happened only once? Which ones happened or didn't happen repeatedly? Which ones were true in the past, but it's different now? And the most important question, when am I talking about? Very well done. That's right. My friend transferred only once. Going home, doing homework, studying, and starting to talk all repeated day in, day out. And now I don't live there anymore. We don't study together anymore, and since we have lost touch, we don't tell each other everything anymore. And yes, that was all about my childhood. You and I both knew that because I told you. Now let's break it down. If you and I both have a time reference, we have a lot of options. Maybe we want to emphasize that we did something regularly or repeatedly in the past. What structure do you use for that? That's right, would. You might say, hey, we can also use used to, can't we? And I would say, sure, you can. But maybe we want to say it was true in the past or happened then, but not now. In that case, what do we need? Right again, used to. And finally, if something happened only once, our only option is, yes, past simple. Great job, everyone. Remember that we can use past simple for all the other situations too, but why be so boring? Today, we are working on 3 different structures, so I'm going to give you a bit of time to make examples for each, and then we will put everything together, okay? Here we go. Think about your daily life as a child and think of 2 things that you would do. Something like, I would wake up at 6 o'clock every day. Great. Now add 2 other things that are not true anymore. Like something that you did and something about your appearance. For example, I used to play badminton at a school and I used to have long hair. Okay. Finally, add 1 event that happened only once. Like, I came 3rd in a badminton tournament, but only because everyone else was terrible. Okay then, you have your ideas? Put all of them together and tell me a little about your childhood. I'm listening. Fantastic. Now on to practicing it on your own. What to put on the reminder? 3 questions. How was I different 15 years ago? What was my routine like 10 years ago? What good thing happened last month? Make sure you include good because we don't want to get depressed now, do we? As always, set the reminder for when you have 1 or 2 minutes to think and answer. You will be saying about 3 sentences, so isn't that more than enough? But if you do it every day, think of how much you will be speaking. Don't forget, the transcript has extra explanation, and as always, it is color-coded, so it will be easier to remember. Plus, Julia Roberts shows us how to perfectly use all 3 structures. Take a look. And keep an eye on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter to get reminders, questions, and to get answers to your questions. I always love to hear comments or questions, so feel free to say or ask anything. Also, please keep telling people who might need this podcast about it. As you know, I would like to help anyone I can with your help. Paria,